it turned red in your screens? Has the recording button turned red?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's go ahead and enter your seat number, space, enrollment number. Please don't enter names. You don't have to enter names. Just 2-digit or 1-digit seat numbers, 2 spaces, and enrollment number, last 4 digits. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Are you able to see your screen now?
Yes, sir.
You see a single slide? You see a single slide?
Yes, sir.
Is my voice coming through loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. So, for those of you who are not able to join us yesterday, please keep your camera switched on, keep your mic switched off, except when you're speaking. If you're done with attendance, we will continue with a good quick summary of what we discussed yesterday. So, we looked at the Giza pyramids. We said that they were constructed exactly at the center of the Earth's landmass. We looked at the kind of people and the technology or the production function, as we call it, that is used to build a structure like that in the ancient times. We looked at the complexity of constructing something like the tallest monument on Earth at a particular point in time. Then we looked at a more modern structure called the Burj Khalifa. We said it is in Dubai. It's also one of the tallest man-made structures in the world. We also looked at the complexity of constructing something like that. We also wondered what difficulties they might have faced in constructing something like that in a place like that with the kind of elements that they would have to tackle. We said that the pyramids was one of a kind. It was not. There are a lot of pyramids across the world, but the Giza pyramid specifically, we said, had some mathematical precision in terms of an astronomical alignment with respect to how they were constructed. In other words, the kind of structure it is, the location in which they are positioning it, all of this make these pyramids different from regular pyramids. We are also saying that there are a number of skyscrapers in Dubai itself, but the Burj Khalifa is another one of its kind, with special issues that you would face as related to the kind of issues you'd face in the same place for other skyscrapers. And we wondered what kind of people would be able to pull it off. Is there a problem? Please keep your mics muted, otherwise there'll be disturbance. So the kind of people who would be able to, and how you would be able to manage people who would be able to pull off something like that. Then we looked at something that is a more common experience, something like baking a cake, which probably some of us are familiar with. And then we said that when we bake or construct customized cake, like you see in here, what kind of effort would be involved in baking something like that? So then we asked the question which we left you with yesterday: what's common to the construction of this, and the kind of people who would be able to construct that, the construction of this, and how you'd go about doing that, and the construction of this, and how would you go about doing that? What is common to these three, if there is anything in common? So have you thought about any ideas? What do you think is in
Sanjay
common?
here.
I said, yes, sir.
Sir, all the three need planning, sir, before executing it.
Okay. All pyramids across the world, all skyscrapers across the world, all the skyscrapers in Dubai, all the cakes and all cooking require planning.
Yes.
Anything special about these particular units that we are producing,
Sir, Rutvik here.
Prithvi?
Sir, I think that three of them they require time, resources, as well as manpower.
Sure, but how's that different from making anything else? Why are we looking at these particular things? Anything that you need to produce, you would need time, resources, and manpower. There's something in common in the way these are done. Sorry, this, and this. Any other ideas? So when you're talking about the way these are constructed or produced, what are we particularly trying to focus on? What are we trying to focus on when you're saying how are these produced? When I'm asking the question, how are these produced? What are we focusing on? What are we trying to understand? We're trying to understand the hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are these produced? Means what? What are we asking the question about what?
Sir, Rutvik here again.
Hmm.
I think that like there is a slight involvement of mathematical calculation in all of these three,
In
statistical
this
and
one?
mathematical calculation.
In this one also?
Yes, sir, because you put the ingredients and all according to the mathematical, like, I mean, the quantities are measured and put, right? So,
Okay. So that way, almost anything that you produce, you would have some mathematics. You can include explicit or it could involve implicit measures. So you could say that mathematics is involved. We are looking at these three and particularly looking at the way they are produced, and we are trying to see the commonality. At the same time, what are we focusing on? How they are produced means what? What is how something is produced? What is it called?
So this is already.
Already.
So they are all doing innovation in their respective times and fields, sir, to do something unique.
Innovation to do something unique. Okay. Why do you think that they would require innovation? Why would this require innovation?
So as you said, she's making one of a kind cake. So if you want to make it special, then she have to do something unique about it, which differentiates itself.
So therefore, if the production process used to make this is unique, so is
Yes, sir.
this, so is this. We are saying that the what we are saying what is unique.
Unique in the sense first of a kind. In
What
Burj
is
Khalifa is one of the tallest building. There are no other tallest building other than that. So
no no no
the
no no.
engineering they use to build that building is unique. What else?
Let's understand this carefully. When we have before the Burj Khalifa, there was another building which was the tallest in the world. Before that building, which was the tallest, I think there were the Twin Towers at Kuala Lumpur.
Sir, Dhruv here.
And before the two Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur, there was another skyscraper which would have been the tallest in the world. So there were many tallest in the world structures, all of which would have their own specific one-of-a-kind issues, right? Each time you're building a skyscraper, you're building that skyscraper for the first time. But staying with Dhruv, hang on a second. Staying with Rahul's idea about these being one of a kind, not necessarily the first of a kind, one of a kind. These are not the first pyramids ever built. Is it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
There are probably some pyramids which were built before these pyramids were built. They're not the first time we're building pyramids. The other guys. Yes, go on. Madam? Somebody wanted to say something. Go ahead. No? Okay. So there was the other tallest buildings in the world and the other skyscrapers built before this one. So it's not the first of its kind. It's one of a kind, definitely. And each time you build a customized cake, you're also building something unique or one of its kind. It's not like it's the first time anybody's ever built a cake or baked a cake, right? So, okay, so that's a good observation that this is a unique deliverable. So is this, and so is this. They're unique in the sense that they're one of a kind, not the first of their kind, and they're one of a kind. There's a difference between first of a kind and one of a kind. Is that agreed? So then, but we're not what is one of a kind when we talk about these three. We're talking about what being one of a kind. Rahul, what was one of a kind? Rahul, are you there?
Sir, yes, sir.
When you're saying one of a kind, you're focusing on what?
Focusing on the uniqueness. That is,
Of?
if she is baking it,
Uniqueness of?
sir,
Uniqueness of?
uniqueness of anything, sir. So that is, when you're making a cake, baking a cake,
No.
the taste might be unique. The structure, the way it is, there might be unique.
Okay, so which is why I'm asking you, what are you saying is unique in this thing?
If we take the examples of Giza, they are tallest man-made structures
Yeah,
in their
so
own time.
in each, together, taken collectively, this guy, and this guy. When you said unique, what did you say was unique?
Innovation.
So, are you talking about the cake, the pyramid, and the building, or are you talking about something else?
All these things combined.
So, all these things combined, you would call them what? A common term for all three of them?
Innovation.
No. A cake, a building, a pyramid. One word which would describe them collectively. They are all three of them are.
So, man-made.
Correct. So therefore they are. They are what? What are these three? They are made by somebody or some people. So they are.
Man, humans.
No. The people who make them are humans, definitely. But,
Projects.
no. But a cake is a project, or a building is a project. Pyramids are projects. What do you call them? What do you call them? Projects. cake is made by human beings, building is made by human beings, pyramids are made by human beings. So cake, pyramids, and building looked at from the context of human beings constructing them. They are what? They are
Man-made, sir.
yeah. So because they're man-made, they are
Artificial.
They can be destroyed.
no, no. What are they? Describe them. They are collectively. They are since they are man-made. Collectively, they are what do you call anything that is man-made? You call them or human.
Artificial.
Why should they be artificial? When you're
Sir,
constructing,
architecture.
cake is architect.
Artificial, sir.
Cake is artificial. It's not natural. If I grow plants, that's also man-made. Am I growing something artificial? A cake, a building, and a pyramids, they're man-made, you said very correctly. So what are they? They are anything that's man-made. Are they called? Products, isn't it? Is products a good word? Anything that's man-made is called a product. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or they are
Yes.
or they are deliverables, isn't it? Somebody requests them, so you make them or construct them and you deliver them. The deliverables or their products. Okay. So what I'm asking you is when you're saying unique, are you saying that these products are unique? What are you saying is unique? Already back to you.
Yes, sir.
Are you
Products are
saying
unique.
you got to start thinking quickly because we have 15 minutes. We got to think faster. And
They are unique.
these are all conceptual topics. We need to be able to think about them and understand the idea. Otherwise, we start confusing different concepts. And the English language is uh, dangerous in the sense that we tend to substitute one thing for the other in order to somehow communicate to an audience. We are not always very technically or specifically accurate. We somehow get the idea across vaguely. But when you're talking about technical terminology, or we're trying to be managers who need to have a lot of clarity, because managers are expected to be able to do things. Please switch that mic off when you're not using it. I'm repeating the same thing again and again. Discipline is lacking. In any conference, I told you, I don't know whether I told you your section or the other section, you have to get used to switching on your mic, calling out your name, saying what you have to say, and switching the mic off again. Get into this habit. We are in a funny environment and our connectivity is all over the place. Yeah, so please cooperate. So we're saying back to our original products and what we're talking about, what we talked about something being unique. We said the products are unique, or were you talking about something else when you're talking about uniqueness?
Products are unique and in their respective fields, they are also unique.
In the respective fields,
They are also unique. For example, if you take
what
this
do you mean?
cake,
What is this they, man? What is they? Who is they? I'm asking you to be specific and clear. Don't be vague in the way you communicate. What is they? Who is they? Cake, building, pyramid, products, they're also they. So which they are you talking about? That's the question. The products are unique. They are also unique. Who is they? What is they? Which they? They means
I know, sir, I'm still thinking.
good. Okay, think. What is unique to these things? The products themselves, or something else? Rahul talked about innovation. Are you focusing on the products or are you focusing on something else when you're talking about something being common across these three? What did I ask you to focus on when I asked yesterday what you see is in common? I asked you to focus on do you remember what I asked you to focus on when I asked you to think about what's common across the three? What did I ask you to focus on? Hello? I asked you to focus on how they are made, isn't it? So what's common to how these are made and what we call that? How these are made. How these are made, when we are asking how something is made, we are asking a question about when we are asking how something is made, we are asking about
Using different materials, sir.
when you're asking how something is made, we are asking about
The techniques.
the techniques. Can you be can you elaborate on that?
Uh,
The technique is a good enough word, but it's a little lower down in the hierarchy of understanding how something is made. The recipe might be a technique, but we're talking about how are these one of a kind products made. So what are we asking? We're talking about
So Sanjay here, management.
the management is what we do to it, but what is it? What do we
Sir
manage?
Rahul, Sir Rahul Krishna
Yes.
here. Idea, sir. Different idea.
Okay, maybe there are different ideas, but when you're saying how is it made, that's not an idea. What we will make can be an idea. How it is made cannot be an idea. That is more like technique.
Sir, sir, skills.
How something is made is called skill.
Sir, process.
Process. Good. What process are we talking about here? Who said this process? Who said process?
Sir, me Sai Krishna.
Sai Krishna, do I have to repeat to every student that before you give an answer, you mention your name? I am taking down your names and giving marks to people who are giving answers correctly. So you want marks or you don't want marks? So Sai
Sir,
Krishna,
definitely I want.
then you have to follow protocol. So Sai Krishna,
Yeah.
So Sai Krishna, good. You said process. Can you be more specific? What process are we talking about here? In each of these. What process?
Sir, Abhinav.
Yes, Abhinav.
Sir, construction process.
Yeah, but would you call a cake production construction?
Sir, the base needs to be solid. You work
Yeah, but
once the base is solid.
it has to be edible too, right? So you won't call it constructing, even though we're using that word because we are trying to see something common here. Constructing is a bad word for a cake, right? I wouldn't eat a cake that's constructed. Isn't it? Okay. A better word than constructing process. How these are made, how anything is made, Sai Krishna says is a process. What process is used to make a product?
Sir Ritvik here. Isn't it production
A
process?
production process. Why does it take so long for the class to get here? So the question I'm asking you is, what is common to the production process used to produce this? The production process used to produce this. and the production process used to produce this. Actually, I'm giving you the answer. Yesterday, I told you it's not something simple, it's something that's conceptual. So I was expecting you to think that there is the way you produce this, the way you produce this, and the way you produce this. They're all similar. Do you see that similarity now? What's similar about the production process used to make something like this, which seems so much more different than this or this? How can something used to produce this and this be the same as something used to produce this? What is common between buildings and cake? Now don't tell me foundation, construction, base has to be thick. It is going up top. It also looks the same shape. These are all ridiculous things to say. You can bake a cake in any shape.
Manpower.
Okay.
Sir, resources and time.
Okay. When you say resources, does manpower come under resources?
It does, sir, but
When
I mean, we also require additional
you didn't
resources.
say additional resources, you said resources. When you said resources, does time come under resources? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So resources, fine. Any other ideas about production process and why the production process of this is similar to this and this? I'll give you a hint. You studied this before. It's not entirely new to you, and that's one of the goals in my teaching. You listen to so many lectures of all over the years. You've studied so many things. Some of them you studied in this college itself, but you're not able to apply what you're learning. You're not able to remember something that you have studied before, and the reason for that is because you're just filling your head with a whole bunch of concepts, memorizing them, and replicating them when you're asked to, in say, an exam or something. I don't want you to read, memorize, and replicate. I want you to read, understand, and apply. When you do that, then your level of understanding and your education goes to a different level altogether. So we're talking about a production process, and we are trying to understand conceptually. And this is what you start doing as a level of abstraction increases. You look at a table, you look at a chair, you look at let's say a cupboard, and you look at maybe a settee, or you look at maybe a TV cabinet, and each of these are different items, right? But when you abstract them all together, maybe they're all made out of wood, and you call them furniture, your level of abstraction has gone up. You're able to conceptualize that there is something common to a chair, a table, a TV cabinet, a side table, a settee. That's what I mean by abstraction. So when you're looking at the pyramids, this building, and the cake, and you're calling them products, that is one kind of abstraction. But then you're focusing on what is being made. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
When you're talking about how these are made, then you're looking at it conceptually from a different perspective. You're looking now not at what they are, but how they are produced. So you're looking at something that's being done as opposed to something that is. Okay, so this is something, and this is something. But we're not looking at what they are, we are looking at how they are done. So we're talking about processes. Then these are man made, so we're talking about production processes. Okay, so far so good. Then you're saying, how can the production process used to make this, and this be similar? If you can identify, first of all, that the production process used to make these are similar, there itself you are beginning to see something which you have not seen before. What can be common to the production process of these three? You said men, but all production processes have manpower. You said resources, all production process, whatever you make, whether you make one of a kind or you make all similar things, you will have.
Sir, idea, sir.
What idea?
Like an idea of making something which was never made before.
That will be
Even
different.
even cakes, if you see, there are various various customized cakes as we talk about it, and we can find the different kinds of cakes and not one. And all in these pyramids and that constructions, these ideas came from the previous previous constructions where something people thought of something unique to construct something unique.
Yeah, but now you're talking about something completely different. No, when you talk about products,
So
one second,
product
one second,
design.
one second. Let me finish with Revati. Okay, I'll come back to you. So Revati, when you're talking about what
So
they are, we call them products.
yes, sir.
When we talked about how they are made, we call them a production process.
Yes, sir.
But you're neither talking product nor production process. You're talking about idea, but that's neither part of product nor is it part of the production process,
Okay, sir.
isn't it?
Sir, Abhinav.
So hang on. There was another lady who was waiting. You are in queue. Please wait. So we're talking now production process itself. So
Yes.
I'm asking, what can be common to the production process of these three seemingly different? What seemingly? They are different products, aren't they? Even if you talk about these two, this guy and this guy, they're different products.
Yes, sir.
How you make this cannot be the same as how you make this.
Yes.
The issues involved here will be different from the issues involved here. The mathematics involved here will be different from the mathematics involved here. There was astronomical precision required to place it in the center of the earth for God knows what reason. Okay, there is no astronomical alignment with the stars that is required to build something like this. So even if you look at these two products, there can be nothing in common except that maybe, like somebody said yesterday, they are made in heat. But there is also wind and there is sand and there is the soil and so on and so forth, which is common. So maybe the conditions are similar. Okay, so the conditions are similar is not part of the production process, part of the environment. So when you're saying that it's unique, we could say that the products themselves are unique. We could say that the environmental conditions under which they are being constructed are unique. We could say the production processes that are used for each of them is they are unique. We could say that the ideas involved in trying to imagine what we would have before we start constructing them, they could also be unique. So you can't just say they are unique, that's it. What is unique, which is the question that I was asking. So then you said the products themselves are unique. But I don't want you to focus on the products, I want you to focus on the production process. So then you're bringing in ideation. Ideation is another aspect that we are looking at. So we're not looking at ideation, we're not looking at the products themselves. We're looking at the production process. So the production process itself, I mean, I would expect that the reason why you are so confused is because you don't see anything common between a production process used to make this and this and this. But I'm saying that they're common. So now you got to start thinking about what can be common about how this is produced and how this is produced and how this is produced. What your guys are thinking is how you produce this is different from how you produce this and how you produce this. That's why you're saying they're all unique. Unique means there's nothing in common between this and this. There's nothing in common between this and this. That's what you're saying. But I'm not asking you what is not common. I'm asking you what is common.
So,
Okay,
Abhinav.
wait, Abhinav. Who was the lady who wanted to say something?
Sanskrit,
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to say that planning is required and designing is required in order to produce them.
Or to produce anything. We are talking only about these kinds of things. See, understand the question carefully before you start answering, because the idea of asking you a question is to get you to think about something that you would not normally think about. Or even if somebody describes it, you would take it for granted that you understood, whereas actually you have not understood. If somebody asks you a question and you're able to answer, it means that you have understood something. If you're not able to answer, it means that something is missing there, isn't it? So earlier, you were saying, okay, they're all pyramidal structures. They all start at a base and then they go to the top as a peak. So all you saw in common was the shape. Then you said they're all complex things. I mean, I was prompting you yesterday. So I said, okay, all of them are complicated things because they are different from item to item. Then you said that today you started saying that these are all unique and different. Then I'm asking you what is common to these things which are, there doesn't seem to be anything common to them. Then we said we don't want to talk about the things themselves. We want to talk about how they are made and what is common to the way they are made. Not what is different from item to item in the way they are made. What is common to the way they are made.
So, Abhinav,
Yes, yes, Abhinav.
sir, the uniqueness can be in the resources used in the individual project here, the conversion of all these inputs into one particular output.
You're breaking up as you're talking. I can't understand what you're saying. Say it again.
Yeah, uh, sir, I said that the uniqueness might be in the resources that have been used in individual projects here, but the similarity is the conversion of these inputs into outputs.
No, but that's not similarity with just these kinds of things. No, any kinds of things that are produced will have those characteristics.
Sir, Lalit here.
Yes, Lalit.
Sir, maybe the common point is the customer.
How?
Sir, you produce anything in respect of the customer, right? At the end of the day, it is for it is to get delivered.
Right. So what kind? I mean, everything is delivered to a customer, but is there anything common to the kind of customer they deliver these to? And remember, we are talking about the production process. What is common to the production process that is used to make these, or that is used to deliver to customers of these? What kind of customers are we
Sir,
talking about?
sir, Sai Krishna. Sir, planning may be managing.
They keep coming back to planning, managing, man. Planning, managing is involved in everything, no?
Sir,
So
operations.
So you're saying that how you plan and manage this and this and this are all similar? That's what I want to know. How? Operations, how you operate to produce this and this are similar? That's what I'm asking you. How? How are they similar?
Sir, this is Lakshmi Durga. Maybe
Yes.
budget.
Maybe budget. How? This is what I'm saying. If you focus on the words, then you won't get the ideas. How can the budget for this be the same as the budget for this be the same as the budget for this? Lakshmi Durga? Remember, I said that this is something that you have done before, but you're just not thinking. Will I prove it to you? Have you seen this before? Have you or have you not seen this before? I know you've seen it before. Anybody who can tell us what this is? Are you here? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I lost?
Sir, sequential steps taken in a production process, sir.
What is that constant noise in the background? Please sit in a place where there is less noise now. Don't make so much noise in the background. What sequential steps? Have you seen something like this before? That's the question. Stop blowing into that mic. Stop pulling those chairs and drums across. Switch off the mic if you're not talking. What is this? What is this thing that you see on the slide called?
So Sanjay, yeah, it is a product process matrix.
Fantastic, Sanjay. I'm very impressed. Where did you study the product process matrix before?
So it is an operations management.
In semester?
4.
Semester 4?
Yes, sir.
Acha, you studied in semester 4. Okay. The MBA students studied in semester 2. Okay. So in semester 4, you studied operations management. You saw something like this, which is called the product process matrix. Excellent, Sanjay. What is it used for? What is its purpose? Switch off your mic if you want to keep making noise. What is the product process matrix used for? What are the dimensions of this matrix? How many dimensions do you see?
Two.
Two dimensions. Name them.
Variety and volume.
Variety and volume. Okay. What do variety and volume refer to? Variety of what? Volume of what?
Variety of the products and the volume
Volume of?
of the product.
Correct. But let's not call them product. We'll call them units of the product. Okay.
Yeah.
So volume of units of product produced and variety in the units of product produced. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
So remember, but so far we are only talking about product, variety of units of product produced, volume of units of product produced. But remember when I said pyramids or building or cake, we said what is made is called the product. How it is made is called the production process. We are calling this the product process matrix. So we're missing out a huge part of the matrix, 50% of it, which is called the process. What kind of process? What process? In the product process matrix, we're talking about what process? What process are we talking about?
Sir, Lalit here. Manufacturing process?
Manufacturing process, or we were calling it just now, we are calling it the
Product process
the
management.
product. No. Before the product process matrix, when you're talking about how the pyramids and the building and production process. Right. So the production process or the manufacturing process is also what we are talking about in this matrix. So what is this matrix used for? Very quickly, if somebody can tell us. Why do we? What is the purpose of this matrix? How do we use it? What do we use it for? Okay, which production process would you use to produce the pyramids or the Burj Khalifa or that customized cake? How many production processes do you see there?
4.
Can't even count it.
Five.
Okay, so which one of those production processes would you use to produce those 3 products that we saw?
Project.
The project production process. Why would we use the project production process to construct the pyramids? Why would we use the project production process to construct the Burj Khalifa? Why would we use the project production process to bake a cake? Use the matrix, tell me. What's the matrix used for? From operations. This product process matrix is used for?
To know how much variety and the volume we need for the making of the product.
Will you use the matrix to know how much variety and volume of the product needs to be made, or do you need to know what variety and volume considerations of the product in order to decide something from this matrix? In other words, is variety and volume of the product that we want to make the input to this matrix or the output from this matrix?
Output from this matrix.
So I first use this matrix, and from the matrix I find out the variety and volume. So what are the inputs to this matrix?
Sir, Rahul,
Yes, Rahul.
what are the products to be used?
What are the products?
Different types of products to be used to make it, demonstrate the project.
I don't understand what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
The combination of products.
Combination of product and
Different varieties of.
different variety means what? Variety of, what did I say earlier? Variety of, what did I say earlier? You don't remember, you don't understand, it takes so much time to figure out something. Even after I've given you the answer. What did I say earlier? Variety of
Characteristics.
Variety of units produced by the production process. Volume of units produced from the production process. Are you understanding what variety of units produced by a production process means? Or variety of units of product that we are producing means? Volume of units of product that we are producing, volume of units produced by the production process, product process matrix. So the question is, to identify project as a production process that we would use to construct those unique one-of-a-kind products that we saw. Why would we use a project production process to construct, manufacture, or produce those? Why wouldn't we use a job shop or a batch or an assembly line or a continuous production process? That's what I'm saying. You need to know what the product process matrix is used for. Even if you don't know, looking at this slide, you should be able to tell me why the project production process will be used to produce those three products we saw. If you understand how to read this matrix. Which of these production processes would you use to bake a cake?
Assembly line.
To bake a cake. Why? What are the variety volume considerations for a production process called the assembly line? The assembly line has, in terms of variety volume, it has you guys don't know how to read a graph, that's a problem. It's a graph, right? Or it's a matrix. It's a matrix because it is along both dimensions you see something in the middle. It's not a plot. It is used to situate something in that area. So we situated this thing, the production process called the assembly line. What are the variety volume considerations for an assembly line? The assembly line has quickly, we are running out of time. What's an assembly line? Actually, the word for that should be mass production. What's mass production? It's a type of. Hello. Are you there or you lost?
Sir, Dhruv here.
Yes, sir.
Mass production is a type of.
Sir, mass production is used in the production of cars and.
Okay, we're running out of time. Mass production is an example or a type of what? All this time we've been talking about what? Project is a type of what? Job shop is a type of what? Batch is a type of what? Mass production is a type of what? What are we talking about? These are all different types of
Products.
Are they products? Are they products?
Production process.
They're production processes. What's the difference between a product and a production process? Why do you mix up the two? Does project sound like a product to you? Does job shop sound like a product to you? Does batch sound like a product to you? Does mass production sound like a product? They sound like production processes, don't they? Are they ways of doing things or are they things that are produced?
Ways of
They are the way of doing things.
So they are production processes or they are products?
Production process.
Then why do you call them products? Are you not thinking or are you just talking for the sake of talking? We spent a whole session, you're still lost. So they are production processes. So if you talk about the assembly line or the mass production process versus you talk about the project production process, what do you see in terms of the variety volume considerations for each of these production processes?
For
For assembly line, you need more volume, whereas variety, it's less.
Okay, and for a project,
For project, you need more variety and less volume.
of what? In terms of what? More variety and less volume of what?
More variety you need of
Isn't it?
product.
So now you tell me what does high variety in terms of the units produced from a production process mean? High variety means
High variety. Uh,
what kind of products come in high variety? What kind of products come in low variety? What kind of products come in large volumes? What kind of products come in low volumes? What kind of products come with high variety, low volume? What kind of products come with low variety, high volume? High variety, low volume means it is more. Okay. Low variety, high volume, like cars on a mass production assembly line. These products are what kind of product units are low in terms of the variety of units produced, but high in terms of the volume of units produced.
continuous product.
That's a production process. I'm talking about the product. What kind of products, in terms of the units produced, are low in variety but high in volume?
Example, Carl?
Budget cost, sir. Rahul, this is Rahul Reddy.
Forget about budget, man. The units
Sir,
produced
it
are
can,
all.
can it be any product?
It can be any product.
Cement,
You have,
sir.
that is continuous. That is you probably use a continuous production for it. But
Cement and brick.
it's difficult to identify individual units, no. But that's why you're talking about units produced. So let's forget the continuous production process for the time being. Let's talk about something that's mass produced that is identifiable, like pens
Brick.
or bottles of water. Low variety, high volume. What kind of products have low variety, high volume? These products are. What kind of products would have high
Brick,
variety,
sir.
low? Sorry, brick. Okay, whatever. I'm not talking
Sir,
about.
gold and diamond.
You have to forget about examples. When you're saying something has low variety, but they are produced in large number of units, they are all what kind of
Mass
products?
production.
And the mass production produces what products?
Homogeneous products, sir.
What kind of products is mass production process produce? Low variety, high variety.
So
What
less
is it?
variety and more volume.
So low variety, high variety. Low variety means what? From unit to
Low
unit.
variety in the sense homogeneous products, sir.
Homogeneous, or a better word for it is?
Similar products.
Yeah, so the products are all similar from unit to unit, but they are made in large volumes. What do you call these kind of products?
Identical products.
Okay, they're not, you said similar or identical? Maybe similar, maybe identical. But homogeneity is a good word. A better word for it is the products are all, every unit is like every other unit. They are made in large volumes. What do you call them? Each unit is different from every other unit produced. It is not made in very large volumes. What do you call them? If you're making units which are different from unit to unit, then would you use a project, a job shop type of production process? Whereas if you're using units which are all similar or identical and they're made in large volumes, would you use a project or a job shop? Haven't you heard the word standardized? Have you heard the word standardized or not? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So standardized products, we make them in low variety, high volume, don't we? What?
Yes,
You don't
sir.
know? It's a big surprise. I've never heard that word before. So when you talk about high variety, low volume, what kind of products are we talking about? What kind of products are high variety from unit to unit? Will they be standardized?
Customized.
Customized. We didn't talk about it here. We said this was a customized cake. We said this is a customized skyscraper. We said this is a customized pyramid. So to make high variety, customized type of products, which are typically made in lesser volumes, they can't be made in large volumes in a standard manner, because it's easier to make something in large volumes if each unit is like every other unit. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Whereas it's not so easy to make every unit different from every other units and make them in large volumes. See, even cake, you can produce it in any one of these production processes. But if you want to make a customized type of product in low volumes, you would use a project production process. So the takeaway for today's class, and we'll take this further tomorrow, is that a project is a production process. A project is a production process which is used to produce a high variety, low volume product. And that's why we asked the question yesterday, which we are trying to understand today. What is common to the way this is made, the way this is made, and the way this is made, is that they are all production processes which are producing a high variety and a low volume product. So this you have to remember for the rest of this course and the rest of your life. A project is not the product that we are making. The project is the production process that we are using to make these products. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So a project is a production process that is used to make a high variety, low volume, so low that it's almost one, none of its kind. It's similar like to anything else. So you make the Giza pyramid, you don't make another Giza pyramid. You make a Burj Khalifa, you don't make another Burj Khalifa. You make a customized cake, the next customized cake is going to be completely different from this customized cake. Almost one. You call it unique, remember?
Yes, sir.
Shall we go?
Yes, sir.
Just making sense?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Any
I
questions?
think it made sense from the start. It's just that you're using the wrong words every time.
No, it's not that you're using the wrong words. You're just not understanding the words that you yourself are using. And it's slightly difficult when I ask you an open-ended question like that. It's slightly difficult to understand what I'm asking. That process is learning. So you're doing fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
You're just thinking about what you've done before differently. Now, earlier it was there in your mind, but it was vague. Now it is clear. You see the progression from yesterday to today. From yesterday, when the question was first asked, you were wondering what does this question mean? What does he want? What is common to them? You're lost. Every time you give me an answer and I ask you another question, you're again lost. But now all of that is falling in place, which is why I'm asking, is it making sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
So tomorrow we'll talk about, for production processes of this kind, how do we manage those kind of production processes? Because they're all man-made structures. Mokshita Reddy is entering her attendance now. Mokshita, this is how you lose your attendance. Attendance was collected at the beginning of this session. If you enter it now, there was a high chance if I had collected in between, you would have lost it. So please follow instructions. Any other questions, or shall we leave? We already taken up too much time of the next session. Shall we go?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'm just collecting your attendance into the Excel sheet. There it is. Any discrepancies in terms of attendance yesterday? I assume there are none, because after I sent out the second mail, I haven't received or heard from anybody else. I'm going to stop recording now. You can disconnect. See you tomorrow.